Hey guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is the Kitchen Angle. I'm your host, Mike. And what's today? Well, folks, today's the first episode. The first episode, season 1 of the Kitchen Angle show. And today happens to be Thursday. So happy Thursday to everyone out there. Today we're going to talk about, I call it go-to type of food, or, maybe you're putting that on the menu for your guests or your family members, or just happen to be whoever happens to be at your place at the time. What I like to do, okay, and this is going to save a lot of people in their spare time, because we live in a society right today, like, where everything is just like, everything seems to be just like, moving at a fast rate, right? Whether you're a college student and you just don't have the time to even sit down sometimes because you're getting ready for your next class, or, whatever, or, maybe you're just that, that blue collar guy, that's always working, you know what I mean? And just never has the time, to sit down and enjoy themselves, right? I think I'm one of those guys, you know what I mean? Where I don't have time to sit down. I'm finding it right now, where, I can't even sit down and watch TV sometimes, guys. We live, I know I can speak for myself, and I can speak for friends of mine and family members that, some of us, we don't even have time to watch TV, let alone, try to get things done around the house. But, I want to talk about the go-to, food that I like. And I find it very easy, guys, to make this, because sometimes it takes less than 20 or 30 minutes to make this food. But then again, a lot of my listeners are probably going to say, the food with preservatives and stuff like that's bad for you. And it may or it may not. But guys, I tell you what, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been eating this stuff for probably since I was a kid. Okay, and yes, there's preservatives in food today, and yes, preservatives really, they're put in there, in place to make the food, fresh and last longer. Because, without that, can you imagine how fast food would go bad or stale, for that matter? I'm grateful for that type of, I guess you can call it chemical or something, that they put in today. But I'm grateful for that because can you imagine in the early 1900s, 1800s, whatever, we didn't have this stuff in food. So, if you're making, like a potato salad, that you just grew off the farm, for your family, especially for Thanksgiving or, a special occasion. And you're mashing up this stuff in the bowl, and, you're putting the potato salad out for your family, You didn't eat all that potato salad. You had leftovers, guys. That would be bad, literally the next day. You know what I mean? It's just, people have to appreciate that stuff. And yes, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, and I know a lot of my listeners that are, that go into the vegan diet or the vegetarian diet. Oh, there's no preservatives in vegan food and vegetarian. Yes, there is. There's vegan. There's preservatives in every type of food that we have. But I don't want to get into that. I want to talk about what I want to talk about on the show today, which is go-to meals. Okay, and what I want to bring up is my favorite go-to meal, and that is spaghetti, okay, and meatballs. I love it. Can't get enough of it. Love it. It's great. It's delicious. And it's it's ready in about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. I mean, tops. You can have this food done in about 10, 15 minutes. I mean, it is literally the best go-to meal, in my personal opinion. But we're going to get into that, folks. We're going to get into a lot of other things, too, on the show. Okay? But with that, I want to take a quick break, and I'll be right back after these words, guys. Don't go anywhere. Hey, guys, if you're out there trying to find a natural remedy and you just don't, you don't want to pop a pill, you want to do something different, you want to try HempWorks. HempWorks, guys, what is it? It's a natural remedy for your body through the marijuana plant. It is oil-based, very easy to apply anywhere on your body. Maybe you're suffering from a headache. Apply that on the forehead or anywhere on the top of the head. I'm telling you what, guys, hemp is it works like wonders. It is a natural remedy, and it is doing wonders for people out there. It really is. I personally have hemp in my house. Okay, I dumped all the medication out. I threw all the medication in the garbage, and the only thing that I use now, if I'm suffering from a headache or, everything, maybe I have a lot of stress, from work and whatever, I use hemp, and hemp works like wonders, guys. I'm telling you, I'm spreading the word out, and there's people that are like, "Wow, Mike, I use hemp too," and it's like it's crazy. It really is. A buddy of mine, Ryan, that I grew up with in New Jersey, runs a entrepreneur business, and he has used hemp, and he is basically delivering this new line of an industry, natural remedy industry, and I mean, I'm glad he introduced me. Anyway, guys, use HempWorks. You can Google it. It's easy to find. It's HEMP WORX, not with the KS. It's WORX. Try HempWorks, guys. You're going to love it. All right, guys, we're back to the show. Talking about go-to meals, and we're talking about my personal favorite, which is spaghetti and meatballs. Love it. I love that stuff. I actually made some last night, believe it or not, for dinner. I was ready in about 15 minutes. I got a really good stove. It boils the oil. Excuse me. Yeah, can't talk today. Boils the water in about maybe 10, 15 minutes. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all. But I went along with the the thick original Italian spaghetti. Sometimes I do the angel hair, but I mean the angel hair, guys, it's like I don't know, it doesn't do the trick. You know what I mean? It doesn't fill me up too much. So I go with the thick noodle, and then usually top it off with the meat sauce. God, I love that meat sauce. I love it. And then a little grated Parmesan cheese. I usually use Kraft. I ain't gonna lie, guys. I don't live. I don't like using a lot of fresh food today. I don't know. It just like I just mentioned in the show. It doesn't last for me longer. And I don't have a problem buying shelf bought stuff. I don't mind buying the stuff off the shelves, because I mean there's a lot of good products out there. You got Kraft, and you got because I love Kraft. I usually do the Kraft, or if I'm in Walmart or something, I'll purchase their brand. But I love that Kraft stuff. It's really good. And it doesn't really have a lot of saturated fat. You know what I mean? And sodium. So, because a lot of my listeners, even my friends, I mean, they stick with that too, because it's the, it only has usually about between 1 to 4 grams of saturated fat, which is hard, these days, because you can't find a lot of stuff today that has that type of stuff in there. It's hard. It's hard to get by. It's hard to come by, and everything else. But I love it. I love it. But I actually have I have some more in the fridge for leftovers. Probably cook that in, bake it up again, and because what I do is here's the thing, guys. And you're gonna call me crazy for doing this. If I have leftover spaghetti, especially spaghetti or ziti, what I do is I take it out of the Tupperware bowl if I have it in the fridge, for leftovers. And then what I do is, instead of, usually people put it in the microwave and they nuke it up, and then they have it for lunch or something, or, they're bringing it to work. I don't do that, guys. I actually, I take it, keep it in the Tupperware bowl, but I put it in the oven and I bake it, and I spread actually more cheese, or I put like mozzarella, over the top of it. Oh, guys, it's delicious. It really is. It's delicious. I'm sorry. I'll probably make it all my listeners here listen hungry as hell, but it's good. It's good stuff, guys. Real good stuff. I can't. But another go-to meal that I love doing is tacos. Love tacos. God, I can't get enough of them. I love the tacos. I love doing that. But today I'm a little, I don't know. Today I feel a little weird. I feel a little tired. I feel a little restless. I work full time in a warehouse, a big distribution company. So we've been working a lot of hours, due to this outbreak of a pandemic that we're going through. I'm not going to get into my personal, opinion about all this, because it's, I know it's serious. I know it's, a lot of people are taking it serious and everything else. But like I said, guys, I don't want to get into it, because I might make a lot of people mad and this and that. I mean, should you take it serious? Yes, but it's just like anything else that we face, as a country. But it's just, we'll get over it. It's nothing new. But on to other things, guys. I don't know if anybody's seen. I want to take a break from cooking. I've been cooking a lot this week, actually, a lot of different things I've been cooking. Like I said, I did the spaghetti last night. I did some. What did I make? Monday I made. Monday I made some good stuff. Monday I made some veal parmesan. Oh my God, it was delicious. I've been doing a lot of pasta lately. I don't know, a lot of pasta I've been making. It's just I don't know. I got it like a crave for pasta. You know how sometimes, guys, right? Yeah, it's like you're craving a certain type of food, that week. Sometimes it's, some people do the pasta. Sometimes, maybe you're digging Mexican or Chinese or whatever. It's like, but today, I mean, this week it was nothing but pasta, and yeah, a lot of calories this week. A lot of calories. Anybody catch the news? My New England Patriot, Tom Brady going to Tampa Bay. I'm told. Tom going to Tampa. I thought he was gonna retire. I thought he was gonna hang up the jersey and just kind of call it a day. Just say, hey, I had a good 20 years with the league. I had a good 20 years with the Patriots, the Pats, and it's time for me to move on to other endeavors, in my life and enjoy family life, right? I mean, the guy has, he's got a beautiful wife, beautiful family, and I mean, it's just, but now I think he's going to be moving over to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Buccaneers just signed him for a big contract. I got to look at it. Don't quote me if I'm wrong or not, because it's hard to find some good statistics, true and accurate statistics. But I think they signed him for about $30 million. So that's good news for the Bucks. Good news for the city of Tampa. I tell you what, they're getting an elite player, Tom Brady. He's no. But I'll tell you what, he's no spring chicken. I mean, he's in his almost mid-40s now, and I thought he was going to retire with the Pats. I thought last year he was gonna that was gonna be it. Because they had a good season last year, New England. They had a really good season last year with New England, and I thought he was. I thought that was it. I thought that was it for Tom. I thought he was. I thought he was going to just say, you know what? Hey, I tried to get that number 7 Super Bowl title, but I just can't do it. Can't do it. You get to your 40s, you can't. You don't. Sometimes the players, they lose that endurance. They lose the endurance, they lose the energy, they lose everything, and they just they don't have that momentum like they had when they first started out. Because when you first looked at Tom Brady, a lot of people, they didn't think he was gonna turn out this great that he turned out to be. I mean, he turned out to be a remarkable player. I mean, when Tom first, broke out in the NFL with his career, I mean, no one wanted him. They didn't. Tom Brady, Tom who? You know what I mean? That was the remarks in some of these people back then. In the early 2000s. But Tom, he turned out to be a great player and a future Hall of Famer in my book. Definitely, without a doubt, future Hall of Famer, without a doubt. I mean, that's should be no question about it. No question about it. Hey guys, I'll be right back. Right back to the show here. All right, guys, back to the show here. Back to the show. Yeah. Sorry, man. Sorry, folks. I just got into the light of the mood here. I don't know. What do you think about my singing? It's okay, right? Anyways, we're talking about go-to meals here on the Kitchen Angle. And other things, too. Got into a little Tom Brady news that he's going into the Tampa Bay Bucks pretty soon. I guess the rumors are true. A lot of people thought he was going to go over to the Colts, Indianapolis, but I don't know. I guess he's going over to Tampa. I guess it's a little warmer for old Tom. Anyways, on to other things. Like I said, talking about go-to meals. Got into that in the beginning of the show. Talk about other things here. Talking about Walmart. Yeah, Walmart is cutting hours starting Thursday at stores nationwide. That's boy. To basically, they want to trim the hours of the store. They want to trim the hours of the stores, and due to this whole coronavirus outbreak thing, I don't know. This coronavirus has caused numerous retail chains to close temporarily, including Apple, Macy's, and Nike. Boy, guys, I don't know. I think a lot of us are starting to wonder like what this whole coronavirus thing is. Like I don't know. I'm starting to question it. Because all all these cases that are just just they're seeming just to pop up all over the place, right? I mean, but when they go to test somebody, they're not really delivering the actual test results. So it's got me questioning, like, if this thing is just like the common cold or the flu or what it is. But I mean, if it's that, and the country's actually like starting to do something about it now in 2020, like, my question is, where were they with all this last year and the year before that and the year before that? I mean, like, where were they when people were actually dying from the flu, right? Like, mostly the elderly, right? They were dying from the flu. I mean, where was everybody? Where was the government? Where was media then? I mean, it just seems like, I don't know. Like, sorry to say it, but it just seems like this thing is being overhyped. It really is. It seems like it's being overhyped, and it's just, oh boy. But I mean, we got a clip here. I don't know if anybody wants to listen to the clip, but we got a clip, so I just play it on the show. I guess I can play it on the show. It's just I don't know.
It's the night before Valentine's Day and our mixer breaks down. People will be heartbroken, but I got a new mixer with my line of credit from Chase just in time for the afternoon rush.
Whatever happens, access cash with a business line of credit from Chase. Get started today. Learn more. What's yours?
But anyway, guys, that was like the whole, it was like a little sound clip I played, for all those stores I just mentioned. But I don't know. It's just like, it seems like I said, it seems like it's overhyped. It seems like it's overhyped, and it's just like a lot of people are just like, it's the coronavirus. But I hate to say it, guys, the coronavirus is nothing but the common cold or flu. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to upset anybody, but that's the actual medical terms for coronavirus is the common cold or flu. The symptoms for the common cold and flu match everything with this, what people are, saying this thing is. And I mean, until people start understanding it, then it's just going to be overhyped. It really is. But anyway, I want to move on to other things. I want to move on to coffee. Does anybody love coffee? I love coffee. Coffee is like my go-to drink in the morning. Believe it or not, guys, I've been drinking coffee like since I was, I don't know, maybe like 9 or 10 years old. I remember my mother introducing me to coffee when I was like 9 or 10, like I said, and I didn't know anything about coffee. I didn't know like what it was and this and that, and I knew I knew what it was in a way back then, because like when you're a kid, you only know so much, right? So, I mean, I knew what it was back then, but, like my mother, because I knew my mother drank it, and then, most of my family members drank it too. I remember my grandmother drinking it, and I mean, my aunt still drinks it to this day. She loves her coffee. Every time I go over there, she's got like these little pods, like the coffee pods that they have today. Like she has like a little tray thing on the bottom, and you open the tray, and she's got like a flavor for like every type of coffee that there is, and it's funny because she's. I remember going over there last summer, and I went through the coffee. I drank like maybe like 2 or 3 of those things, in a day. and like for the next couple of days, like she's like, "Where's my coffee? You went through my coffee." So it was funny. I had to go to Walmart and buy like a whole box of those pods again for her, because I went through them. But anyway, I remember my mother introducing to. I'm going overboard here with this coffee thing, but I remember my mother going, introducing me to coffee when I was like 9 or 10. I mean, we didn't have the pods back then. We just had the the coffee grinds. You go to the store and you go to get the coffee grinds. But I remember my mother introducing me to it, and I always thought it was like like an adult drink. But I tell you what, I've been drinking coffee so long, guys, right? So long that my body is so immune to it that I could literally drink coffee at like 11 o'clock at night and I'll be fine. I can go to bed like within the next 20 minutes. I'm fine. But anyway, I wanted to plug in here because coffee is actually it's being developed in labs all over the country, guys. That coffee is actually proven to lower anxiety, lower stress levels. I mean, yeah, you think with the caffeine it would spike it, right? But it's actually helping it. It's actually making people like a little bit, less stressed and more happy, kind of like that go-to type of attitude, like, hey, how are you? Like I always thought coffee was the other way around, but anyway, it's turning out to be like a lifesaver for people. But I wanted to plug into the show my good buddy Ryan, this guy I grew up with up in New Jersey. We were talking the other day, and I was like, "Hey, man," I said, "You want to have your aspect on coffee?" He's like, "Coffee?" I was like, "Yeah, man. Plug in. I'll plug you into the show." So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna play what my buddy thinks about coffee here, and you can kind of understand like why coffee is such an important role here.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the black coffee. I'm not really into the creams. I think it messes with the taste, but you gotta be careful with the kind of coffee you get, especially in a lot of these bodegas. They water the coffee down, so once you get good coffee, I don't think you should really ruin it with a cream. That's just my personal opinion.
So yeah, that was Ryan. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a cool cat. It's my buddy Ryan. I plug into the show. Actually, I'll plug it in again. I don't know if you've heard in the middle of the podcast here, but he actually runs a hemp business through the company HempWorks. I don't know if you know anything about HempWorks, but HempWorks is actually a tremendous company. I didn't know too much about it until he basically, filled me in on how it works and like what actually hemp is. He actually, kind of broke this into me like a little bit last year in the summer, and I actually I'm not a big fan of taking medication. I hate medication. But with HempWorks is actually a natural herb, and it's similar to marijuana, guys, but it doesn't have the THC in it. It has actually the another form of THC in the marijuana, because hemp actually comes from marijuana, but what they do is they put it through a lab, and then they also transverse it into basically liquid form. And hemp is actually the bottom, so-called the bottom to the last ingredients of marijuana. So hemp actually is tremendous. It's usually in oil form, which usually you buy it from is oil form. And, you basically, you could spread it all over your body, and it does tremendous results. I use it from time to time. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of medication. I'm not one to pop a pill if I have a simple, cold or, a sniffle, or I have a headache. Sometimes I just sleep it off. You know what I mean? But it does wonders, folks. It really does. I actually had a sinus headache the other day because our pollen's been really, really high here in Georgia, but had a headache the other day, and I tried the hemp, and I applied the oil over basically the part of my head where I was suffering the headache from. And I'm telling you what, guys, like, I'm not lying to you. This stuff, I mean, it works. Within about 20 minutes or so, guys, I mean, this stuff, I mean, it was like I didn't even have a headache anymore. It was gone. I was like, whoa. I mean, that worked faster than a Tylenol, right? But yeah, guys, go on to HempWorks and try this stuff out. They have a lot of promotions going on right now through HempWorks, and it's basically hemp. It's spelled H-E-M-P, and then works is W-O-R-X, not with the K-S. They spell it kind of like, sort of called, modern urban style, right? W-O-R-X. So go to HempWorks, okay? And, mention that you heard it from the show, the kitchen angle. And don't forget to mention it, because, our show wants to basically, we want to spread the word out there to people that, we want to get people off, especially hemp too. Hemp wants to get people off the medications, and onto natural herbs such as hemp and, other natural remedies, so to speak, because, I mean, guys, medication kills people faster than a disease will. And it's true. I mean, people that suffer from, epilepsy and heart failure and cancer and this and that. I mean, if we can get scientists to develop stuff such as hemp and other natural remedies, do you know how healthy the world would be? I mean, seriously. I mean, we're going through this, coronavirus pandemic, and, common cold, flu, whatever you want to call it. I mean, if we can get people, off the medication, because I know it's easy, guys. You go to the store, you get a thing of pills, and you pop an Advil or an aspirin, and, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on the severity of, how fast your lymph nodes and stuff like that in your body are attacking these viruses and diseases. But it's so much easier, guys. I mean, I know we want to live to the fullest, you see our grandchildren grow, or our children grow, and, just experience different things in our life. But if we can get stuff in our bodies like hemp, the world would be a better place. So anyway, with that further being said, guys, I'm going to close it off, but I wanted to plug in my buddy Ryan's entrepreneur business, hemp, because he works for the hemp industry with the company HempWorks. So go over to HempWorks, tell them you heard it through the Kitchen Angle podcast, and it's going to work wonders for you guys. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show. My name's Mike, and as always, come back to us, listen to us, and thanks a lot, guys. Have a good rest of your week, and be safe out there.